T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me. I wanna know someday. Come on and talk to me. Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on,
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.
Yeah.
Solid intro, bro. I love
Yeah, I
that.
like it. Shout out to
Yeah.
you. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
Shout out to the real DJ Devious on Instagram, aka Carrie the Real, aka the founder of Maybe This Will Help the Podcast 5 years ago. He had a vision of his closest compadres getting together and just talking how we would talk in private settings, whether it's at the crib with one another, at the barbershop with one another. But he said, hey, what if this would help somebody in a relationship, in a situationship, in a marriage, and we could talk freely amongst ourselves, but also let others get a sneak peek into what some gentlemen that have gone through therapy, some gentlemen that have had some ups, had some downs in relationships, and could really just come together and share the things that have benefited and also not benefited us. And he decided that he wanted to get us on and share it with y'all. And here we are.
And here we are, bro. That's good. I actually just got off FaceTime with him right before the show.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. That brother is always traveling somewhere doing his thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, one correction, bro. It's been 6 years.
6 years. You're right. God, dog.
Yeah.
5 years was last year. Yeah.
Come on now.
2026. Dang.
Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we going up tonight, man. Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help the Podcast, giving you that relationship talk you can relate to, the good, the bad, the alimony. This is season 6, episode 6. And
hold on. For the culture and for K-Dub, who has been a solid viewer for the last 6 years, she asks, was that a new intro? And in that light, I say we play it one more time. I say we hit the intro one more again, brother.
can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me. I wanna know someday. Come on and talk to me. Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on,
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.
Yep.
so for those who don't know, yes, it is a new intro video. and we just tried to, you know, put a little something extra in for you guys starting off the new year. You know what I'm saying to you? So she said, very cool. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Real talk though, you know what I'm saying? If you thought that was cool, man, we got a few tricks up our sleeve coming up you know, but until the rest of those tricks come up, check this out. There's our Cash App. So there's
Off the bat. Listen, hey, brother, yeah.
we've been failing to ask you guys to participate in this. You know this is crowdfunded. So if you want to donate to the cause, go to $ maybe this will help. $ maybe this will help on Cash App so we can keep this thing on the air. It's been 6 years and we plan to keep going. Ray said, I need to copy that. Man. So let's see how we can get that distributed, man.
Right.
Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do what we normally do, man. We're gonna get into this show, have some of these conversations. Oh shoot, actually, Mike, did you want to share your favorite part of the week?
I'm laughing. My brother, I'm sure, knows why I'm laughing. My week has been very interesting. You know what my favorite part is? Just seeing the tests and the trials that the enemy keeps trying to throw at me, and the way that I'm moving through that stuff unscathed, unbothered, you know, faith not wavering. And it just feels good that even though circumstances may say you're not on top, but to still feel like you are in your heart. Not just saying it out loud, not just going through the motions, but really feel like I know that God said he was going to do something. So I'm going to stand on that. So standing on that business this week, little stuff that's been happening, big stuff that's been happening, I still feel good, man. I still came to the show ready to share and ready to learn. And yeah, man, that's the highlight of my week, is just being grounded and being rooted in what I stand on.
I was about to say that. I would say the highlight is you getting a chance to see for yourself the kind of faith you made of.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. I think it's one thing to feel like you would do something. It's another thing to be able to see yourself in the moment doing it. And you're like, yo. And especially when it doesn't really take a lot of effort. It's just first nature at this point. Yeah, man. I applaud you, bro. I was thinking about you earlier today, and I was thinking about the story of Job. And I was like, yeah, my brother going to pull through this without any kind of defensiveness and any kind of pushback. He knows who God is and who's in control. So regardless of what the people say around you, stay where you've been.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My God. What about you?
You know what?
I'm missing leg day today. What else you got?
I'm gonna get into the show. I have a procedure tomorrow. I was fasting all day. I have a very certain amount of capacity, and when I recognize that, I try to be very deliberate. So with this 2-hour conversation, the best part of my week was that I made it here. So God is good. Breath in my lungs, and I'm healthy. So
talk about it.
Yeah. Let's get into this though. And if you're watching, go ahead and tag your best friend. Get your favorite drink, your favorite snack. I can't eat for me. Have something for me. I like ice cream and quesadillas.
That is a real. If I'm not gonna even put your business out there, but if y'all knew how much ice cream this man ate, y'all would wonder how the body that he has, how he got it, and how he maintains it.
Listen, everybody run off a different fuel. You know what I'm saying to you? Everybody. Some people could eat burgers and smoke weed all day and have a 6-pack, you know, but it's not everybody's truth. Until we get there, ladies and gentlemen, about to tap into this first video of the night. Here we go.
Don't know how to act. She smiled at me, and before I knew it, I was leaving 30% tip on something that she didn't. She's not even the one that ever makes the coffee. It was somebody else that makes the drink. It's not the first time a beautiful woman has smiled at me. It will not be the last. But the effect is the same. Almost always is that it pays to be beautiful. She smiled at me, and before you know it, my brain scrambled. I saw, do you want to leave tip? My heart says no. My brain did not communicate. The communication from my heart, which is fundamentally, no, I don't want to leave any tip. All I did was buy 1 cup of beverage. Why am I leaving tip? But that was in my heart. That's what fundamentally my heart wants to do. But the communication did not reach. It started going up. What my eye saw scrambled that message of no. So my brain was waiting for, okay, what are we doing? Are we leaving tip or are we not leaving tip? My eye was still focused on the face that I was looking at. So the message was not relaying. So then my brain then decided to just automatically go by default and leave tip. Not only did it do that, my brain probably was also seeing what my eye was seeing. But because it did not get any rebuttal from my heart, it just went, and before I knew it, I was clicking 30%. Fundamentally, I want children that are good looking. So I'm going to try my best to make sure that the person I procreate, because their life is just easier. You have actors that don't know how to act because they are good looking. They be in all the movies. Everybody has patience for you if you're good looking. It doesn't matter what you do. They patient. People have patience, and they'll go in their back pocket and bring out extra backup patience for anybody that is good looking. So my quest is, when I eventually procreate, I want to make sure that I procreate with somebody that is good looking. Basically, procreate with the most good looking person I can find. That way I increase the chances of my children being that, so that their life can be easier. I'm going to end up passing away. It doesn't matter, but their life can be easier, and maybe they then procreate, and then the life of their children. That you people be talking generational wealth. No one's talking about face cards. That is wealth on its own. No one's talking about that. That is currency. How you look, it is a very big currency. A lot of people don't have any money, but how they look is like an American Express card. They just carry it. There's no money on it though. But once they bring it out like this, they say face card never declines. Face card don't be declining. She smiled at
Long video, but I felt like it was necessary, bro, because we talk about, this is a relationship podcast, platonic, romantic, all that, but we talk about looks a lot because I guess maybe because we live in LA and they tend to have a greater sense of importance. But something that he said, even on the humor, something he said about people who are attractive have easier life. And if you think about the kind of life you want to live as you get older, or maybe the kind of life you want your kids to live, and you understand living in LA, how attractiveness could impact the quality of their life.
Facts.
Do you think that it shows up when you're dating, and why we maybe have more patience for pretty people?
1000%. I would hate to say it, but I know a lot of, and even on the flip side of me being an attractive man, my son over here laughing at me. On the flip side of me being an attractive man, I know there's women that have put up with a lot of my BS simply because of physical appearance. That's it. Like any other guy that may not have been that attractive, even if he had money, they wouldn't. It'd be like, no, next, or no, make up your mind on that type of feeling. So I definitely think that, unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate. I definitely I agree though that face cards can get you access to places you may not be able to get access to if you didn't have that face card.
That's almost as good as like nepotism, man. Like you getting in because your uncle, your mom, or just a relative works there. And I think that, people don't necessarily like it, but I don't think in LA especially, people may not like nepotism. They may not like favoritism based on appearance or attraction levels. But I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, I'd agree.
In LA, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's going to continue to be the standard. I think it's going to continue to be people like nice things to look at.
Yeah. And that's all it is to it. That's all it is to it. Let me ask you this though. On the flip side of that, you being an attractive male in Los Angeles, have you ever, I know I look good, I'm gonna use this to my advantage tonight, or I'm gonna use this to my advantage to get what I want because I know that I can, strictly based on the way I look? Have you ever used that card?
Nah, bro. I mean, truth be told, I try to share this portion, but usually in most groups I'm in, I never get a chance to share it because they usually cut me off. But I do not think that I am attractive like that. So I would never even think of using that card. My card that I try to use is my intellect.
Yeah.
I try to use that as, okay, well, I'm smart, or I'm intelligent, or I can give good language to things. So let me get in here and use that to my advantage to try to get in the spaces that I'm trying to get into. Give me a chance to talk. I'm always with my hand raised.
Yeah.
Until I learned that was also prideful. But that's Yeah, you know what I'm saying to you? Like, that's what's for me is for me. If I gotta try to manipulate myself into it, then I'm probably gonna regret it later.
Yeah, I did. I definitely did, and I definitely regretted it later. So, brother, kudos to you for not going down the path that I went down.
I didn't say I didn't go down it. How else would I know unless I had
Fact, I kind of want to scratch a little. Wait, what we got?
your mother,
Oh,
my
Lord.
mom. That is currency. Yes, that's exactly what I did. Look at my son. This is my retirement plan.
Hey, come on, mom. I'm trying to live off of it too. Shit.
Okay. Mom is on one tonight. Mom said, "Don't sleep with ugly people. Think about the kids."
Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, but wait though. Right? Right? I mean,
I think so.
I mean, not because. But then here's the thing though, with that person that we may find unattractive or ugly, somebody else may not think that, and they
I
may not even think
understand.
that kid is unattractive, even though.
I understand that some people have their preferences, but there is often a universal pretty and a universal handsome. Certain features
Yeah.
that majority of people, if you walked into a space, like you said, they'll have more patience with you, or they're like, "Oh, you can
Yeah.
stick around," or if you're taking a group picture, well, you come to the front, something like that. It gets you into certain spaces. Miss Princess White says, "I don't." She said, "I don't believe you. You ain't got to be humble, handsome."
Ah.
I should have proofread that before.
Let me ask you this: do you feel that we get any type of special treatment or extra in the gym that we go to, from whether it be the manager of the gym, whether it be the people that work there, whether it be the people that work out there? Do you feel that we get anything extra? Because I have an answer for that, but I want to see if you just feel like, even if it's conversation, even if it's the manager just coming up and talking and telling us he wants to take us to this place, or somebody, one of the other guys, I got a restaurant, I want you guys to come down and try to. Do you
I
feel
don't
that?
think.
Go ahead.
I would say I don't think we get more than we deserve. I think that we contribute to that gym. I think that we go out of our way to make sure that facility is what it is. So I think that the attention that we get is warranted.
All right, I like that. All right. Okay, so what I was saying though about scratching the surface, if you don't mind, if it's a conversation you don't want to have on the show, tell me.
God.
But I feel like it's okay because you've talked about it openly on other podcasts.
Let's do
So
it.
you being a male exotic dancer, a former male exotic dancer,
Got you.
to get into that field, I haven't been in the field, but to get into that field, how did you say I want to be a dancer if you didn't think that you were attractive enough to, gain that kind of attention?
So it's cool that you say that, right? So we have to look at attractive and move beyond the face card, because then there's the body.
Yeah.
I for sure knew I had the body.
My man.
For sure knew I had that part.
Yeah.
I didn't give that much to the face, but I for sure knew I had the body. In high school, I would take my shirt off all the time. It was hard to keep a shirt on me. So in that industry, like I tried to do modeling, acting, and I didn't get the callbacks. Right? I got very rarely would I get a callback. I did a commercial here or there. I did maybe a few runway shows, but I rarely got that. So I think that my perspective of my own handsomeness or my own beauty is so low because I'm using getting all these rejections in Hollywood to inform my own perspective of my appearance. They rejected me. So obviously I must not have the look. I must not be handsome. I must not be, and that stayed with me. But people wanted to see my body.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's where that leverage came in at. So yeah, I think that in the club, I had the body.
That's so interesting. And I say that's interesting just on the looks factor because, like, I've done some modeling and went out for some big modeling gigs. And although I felt that I should have got them based on who they chose, sometimes the way you look, although you could be attractive to others, is just not what's in right now. You know what I mean?
I got you.
You know what I'm saying though? And it, just to your point, even these days, I find it difficult to kind of it stings a little bit when you're not chosen for something that you feel like maybe I will be good at. You know what I'm saying? And don't get the call back, and don't get the.
I think that's the part when you don't get chosen for what you want to be chosen for.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it can sting. But then I recognize, looking back over my life, I wanted to be chosen for a lot of things I didn't need to be chosen for.
Okay.
I wanted to be chosen because other people were being chosen, and it looks like, oh, that was working out well for them. It was a status upgrade, a social status upgrade. But honestly, did I need that? You know what I'm saying to you? Where do I need to be esteemed? Where do I need to be affirmed? Because honestly, people can start using compliments to manipulate you if that's what you're hinged on.
Man, don't I know it? Don't I know it?
Yeah. But like you, like, so that's your thing, fashion and modeling and stuff like that. You already know me, when it comes to clothes and trying to get dressed and stuff like that. Like,
get that man a good pair of shorts and a good t-shirt, you're good to go. With some slouch socks,
yeah. Or just the shorts and some sand. You know what I'm saying to you? Right. Like it is what it is. But I want to ask you, since you asking me these questions, I want to ask in reverse. Do you think that people who have pretty faces get treated with more favor than people who have pretty personalities?
Oh, I think I think up to a point they're neck and neck.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I think that the face card is gonna win. You know what I mean? In certain areas. If we're talking about getting into the club, the face card may win over the personality. But if we're talking about possibly becoming a business partner, then the personality may win. That's somebody that I can relate to, somebody that I mesh well with, not even thinking so much about the face card. It's cool that they're attractive, but that's not what's going to be important in this setting.
Yeah. If the room requires critical thinking and problem solving, your personality or your looks may not get you in there.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying to you? But how many rooms, and I'm thinking just from an LA perspective, require that? I think a lot of times people just want to have the look so they can get the likes because, and I'm not hating on it, the likes and the subscriptions and the follows, if you get enough, it does turn into a paycheck. So while people are talking about, oh, all these people online posting all this foolishness, it's supply and demand. If people are watching it, then they're going to supply it because that then gets them a check. It's a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying to you? So it's interesting.
It really is. It really is.
So Princess White said, there's definitely a such thing as pretty and handsome privilege. It's shallow, but we didn't make the rules. So we've talked about that on the show before, pretty and handsome privilege. And I believe it's real. It was real last time we talked about it. Mike might have some different thoughts tonight.
No, I agree that I for sure agree that it's real, but I don't know if it's shallow or not, because if somebody was invited into a certain room based on their education or based on their belief in God or based on their personality, that wouldn't be considered shallow. So why is looks be considered shallow? It's all attributes.
That's actually very interesting. Let's talk about that.
I don't think that it should be considered shallow because somebody is I want to be with this person because they
Mike got all the alarms going off over there. Cell phones, smoke detectors. But I'm proud that he actually has a battery in his smoke detector. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm on here talking to you guys by myself, let's get into this. First question is, do I think that pretty privilege, or what is it? What was the question? Pretty faces. Do I think that pretty faces will get you more favor than a pretty personality? I think that, like Mike said, they'll start neck and neck. I think pretty personality will get you further than a pretty face will. And to give, I guess to unpack further, I mean that I think that it will get you further into the depths of a relationship with somebody or more into the intricate parts of a company. I think when you have a face card, it's a great introduction. It'll get you in the room, but it won't necessarily keep you there because people can only look at you for so long. And when you have a nice or a pretty personality, people want to continue to engage with you. But when you actually have intelligence, I think that's what makes people want to invest with you, in you and with you, and keep you around for the long haul. So I would have to say, you heard all that, bro?
Yep.
So when I look at it through that lens, I do think that they all start off even, right? Pretty personality, pretty face, and intelligence.
Mhm.
Getting you seen, like, oh, okay, let me look at this person.
Right,
But
right,
each one gets you a little bit further.
right.
But when it comes to looks being shallow, I think the idea of shallow is dependent on the person's values that's creating the standard, right? When
Yes.
it comes to saying, hey, I want to marry this person, are beauty and looks shallow? Like that's probably a higher value for a lot of people than they may want to admit.
Yeah,
That's
I
that's
agree.
that's a deep value when you think
It
about
is.
the impact a person's beauty or attraction may have on your marriage.
Yeah, and like the video said, and on your children. You know what I mean? Some people date people. Oh, he or she has good hair, or they have a certain complexion that I may want my child to have, or they have the eyes that I may want to, or they have the height, or the build, whatever the case may be. Some people date and marry based on those things. And if that, to me, I say, if that's what's important to you, and you feel like that's what's going to make your marriage stronger, that's your decision. I can't knock it.
So let's have a conversation about that, bro. Let's
Yeah.
have a conversation about what are some, if we can identify, what are some of the specific benefits that a person gets from having nice hair?
I think that goes back into what society or what culture finds attractive. And then in that attraction goes into what we're talking about, possibly making life a little bit easier.
So life is harder for people with nappy hair. If that's how they're equating nice hair, that is not nappy. But then you see certain people now, because of what's trending, wish their hair was a little bit more coarse because they can't do certain hairstyles.
That's facts. No,
I
you're 100.
remember being in high school, bro. There's certain girls that didn't like me because my hair was what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I feel that. Now but I think that like when we were younger in school, somebody calling you nappy headed was a complete insult. It's not as accepted as it is now. So imagine, you're a young kid, young boy, young girl, always being called nappy headed and looking at it like it's something negative. That does something to you. So when you get older and it's time to date, I don't want no nappy headed dude or no nappy headed woman because I've been told all my life that was something negative. So what's
No,
attractive?
why though? What is what
Here.
makes it so negative? What is it that you feel like is going to be a disadvantage because you or your partner have coarse hair?
At the adult age, nothing about it is, but we're talking about being fed
Yeah,
that since you were younger.
yeah,
So now it's
yeah.
like, oh man, I wish my hair was straight, or I wish my hair was wavy, or whatever the case may be. That's why I feel like that's why we got women and men nowadays wearing wigs with straight hair. Your hair couldn't be that curly if you pray to God for it to be that curly, but you'll go buy a wig, you'll go get something done to it to make it look like it is. Why? Because a lot of times the way my hair is, whether it's nappy or coarse, whatever you want to call it, is not seen as attractive.
Okay, so I got you. So here's shoot, I'm trying to mark all this stuff. Here's a conversation I want to have. If we're talking about beauty and beautiful people, sorry, if we're talking about beauty and beautiful people having a prettier or easier life,
Right.
we have to bring into cosmetics.
Yes.
We have to bring into cosmetic surgery.
Yes.
We have to bring into body alterations, all of it, because you're altering your appearance. And I'm under the belief that it can make life easier because people are gatekeepers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if people are gatekeepers, what you want from the gatekeeper is to give you access. But before you can get access, you got to get their attention. And I
Mhm.
think that looking a certain way gets the attention
That's
of the
good, bro.
gatekeeper. And
That's
then
good.
once you have their attention, then maybe then the personality and the intellect can get you into the door and get you the favor that you want. Because if it's a job, if the parker or the meter maid is coming by about to give you a ticket and you walk up with the light eye squint real quick, like, hey, You having a bad day? What's wrong? You ain't got to
Yeah.
write that ticket, right?
Yeah.
They're the gatekeeper of that $75 that's
Yeah.
about to come out of your account, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you find yourself in situations where, you know what I'm saying, everybody's waiting in line and someone sees you because you're tall and, you know, you just up a little bit higher. They're like, hey, you come on in here. You know what I'm saying? You used to
Mhm.
work at the club, bro. You used to be a bouncer, right?
Mhm, mhm,
And so if
mhm.
you're a doorman at a club, there's certain people you want in the club to help
Facts.
market the club, right?
That's very true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? So when I
Yeah.
look at it through that lens, I start to identify these small things that only happen if a
Mm.
person sees you, likes you, and then decides to invest in you.
Dang. That's rough. Wow.
It can be a change of something as, you know, liposuction or BBL or
Yeah.
a different hairstyle. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
brothers is getting their hairline painted on and it's making a big difference. They probably wouldn't have been able to attract the kind of girl that they wanted, right? When I
Right.
was
Yeah.
growing up, we go places. My mom say present yourself the right way. So maybe you put on a shirt, a tie, tuck your pants
Wow.
in. It's the same thing, right? You're trying to present yourself so that whoever the gatekeeper is will find you, will see you, find favor with you, and want to let you into the thing that you really want.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
This is interesting.
It really is.
Ali said, you're absolutely correct. The amount of take me out the friend zone text I've had since Thursday eyebrows upgrade has been wild. So I don't know if you've seen Ali. She had a birthday, but she
did.
got her eyebrows done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's one of the reasons why I fuel this conversation today. And I won't get into the specifics of what me and her discussed, but something as small as the eyebrows. I know a few women who've got their eyebrow like permanently done through the tattooing or the makeup
Yeah.
and not only does it make your life easier because you don't have to spend 30 minutes on them every morning, but it does create a certain kind of dynamic or appearance on your face that's now yours, right? Yeah, you got to get touched up once every year or 2 years or whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with me. People, one of the things that I get the most compliments on are not even mine. Bro, when I was 23, 24 years old, I was getting into acting.
Yeah.
I was dating this young lady and she was like, I was doing my acting classes and they offered, hey, your smile. I had a gap here and a gap here.
Yeah.
And she was
Yeah.
like, you should do it. And I went and got, the first, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 on each side, 4
Yeah.
veneers done back in
Mhm.
2004, before it was even a popular thing. People was
Mhm.
teasing me and stuff when I first got done. Look at you with your white teeth and all that kind of stuff. And now it's one of the things I get complimented on the most, and they're not mine. And it has made my life easier. I've gotten a lot of favor.
That's wild.
The reason I just did 2 videos at my job is because they loved my smile.
Mm-hmm.
You said, well, you had a nice smile before, but when I took it to the next level,
Yeah.
it got me into rooms that my old smile would not have.
That's good. That's good.
Which is one of the reasons why I've never been against plastic surgery or anything like that. Like, if it's healthy for you, I say give it a shot because it really will. It might change your entire life, bro.
That's facts. That's facts. I agree. And quiet as kept. That's why we wanted you on the podcast. The smile.
I know that's a lie because Mike didn't want me on the
Yeah,
podcast.
you're right. You're right.
Miss Princess White said there's a motto in entertainment: women gotta want to be you and men have to want to have sex with you. What are your thoughts on that? Dang, that does take me back to the whole idea of sex sales. Do you think that that's a tie-in to this conversation?
I
Because being sexy and being attractive aren't the same, but
yeah, no, it definitely helps. Anybody that's going on my page, on my modeling page, the things that I post or the things that my wife posts or tells me to post, a lot of them are to attract a certain eye, whether it's my eyes of the modeling agency. Nope.
that wasn't your profile?
Nah,
I thought that was your profile. Oh,
nah,
okay.
that was last year. That was last year's.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
No, but I feel like it's to attract a certain eye of either somebody that's in the industry, either it's a modeling agency or a company or something. But I feel like that we see it every day, right? We see the girl that's half naked on the top of a dope sports car and they're selling a cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something that can be said about sexiness and getting to where it is you want to be, or getting something that you want.
And you got to be careful with
Man.
whose idea was it,
Yeah.
because Mike, you've been in the acting field long enough to know that you can get typecasted.
Mm-hmm.
When you are heavy in any area, maybe you're heavy on the intellect, you're gonna get typecasted as a nerd in most cases, and it's not just TV and life. Or you're heavy on the body, you're gonna get typecast as, you know what I'm saying, the jock. Or if you're heavy on the face card, the pretty, I'm typecasted as the sexy extra, right? And so just having that balance allows you to have options, to you have leverage now, because you're coming with, you know, more of a complete package. But then there's people who none of us thought were attractive, but they were the first, and they got in and they made it that way. Mike was never a fan of Whoopi Goldberg. It's been that way for years. But somehow over time, you see her personality, you see her intellect, and her looks was working for some people. But now you get to this place to where I think she was supposed to, if I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this, but in The Color Purple, I think her character was supposed to be presented as an ugly woman.
Right. Yep.
But if you look at some of the looks that are trending today and some of the things that are making it to the runway, and some of the way people are trying to look like, they're going for that Celie type look. It is a very natural, homey type, but somebody had to push that to that place.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, man.
How you feel about Whoopi Goldberg, Mike?
I'm gonna say it like I said it 3 years ago. Whoopi is Whoopi, brother. I feel like Whoopi is not ugly and Whoopi is not attractive. Whoopi is Whoopi. Would I date Whoopi? In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Whatever, Mike. For the money.
And I over here shaking her head.
I'm about to say fully married.
I'm well, yes, I'm married, but I'm saying if I was not married, would I date Whoopi? Yeah.
Mike is a liar. Nobody believes you, Michael.
Nobody believes me. All right. All right.
So when I look at it through that lens, right? If we're going back to the video about the guy saying, like, we got more patience for pretty people. We have 2 videos like that on our Instagram page. I'm looking at it through the lens of how, and I'm gonna ask a personal question, answer it or not. How much of a role did Janae's looks, her face card, play in you wanting to pursue her and marry her and have children with her?
Dang. I think the face card only played a part in the initial attraction. After that, it was so much other stuff that the looks kind of was like the secondary.
If she didn't have that face, would you have even been interested enough to find out all these other wonderful things about her?
I don't know why my family tonight is so invested in this conversation. Then I'm over at the refrigerator talking about no. Golly. Yes. Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay. So let's unpack that. That. So there is a potential for, because something is not packaged the way that you want it, you might miss out on the gift of it.
Yeah.
And if we think about, we never really know, because we can't live 2 lives simultaneously and make a yes and no and see how it plays out. But when we look at the reality of that, there may have been plenty of times in our life where we bypassed something because it wasn't packaged the way that we wanted to, and we missed out on that gift. And so what would you say to yourself in light of that idea moving forward? Because you love so much about your wife. You tell me about it all the time. It's a little sickening, but I get it. But all of that was hinged on the fact that you initially found her attractive.
Yeah. So me finding her attractive and pursuing her based on initial attraction is not to say, because we met through business. So it's not to say we couldn't have became friends, or we couldn't have even went out and hung out. You know what I mean? If she was not attractive. So I don't feel like I feel
That's
like
good.
the only way you can miss out on something is if you're trying to avoid it. I'm
That's
not
good.
avoiding anybody because they're unattractive to me.
That is really good. I'm gonna have to clip that.
Yeah.
That was really good. I think that it may their lack of attractiveness. I'm gonna say it that way.
Yep. Nope. Yep. Keep rolling
Yeah,
with it.
because they ugly.
That guy.
Um,
Why
no,
would you change it?
their
Why
lack
would
of
you-
attractiveness may cause you not to pursue them romantically,
Right.
but there still may be space held for other roles
Yep.
that don't require attraction.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. Friendship, business.
Friend zone. That's how people get put in the friend zone, and
That's
then
that's
they have a
real.
face. They have a face glow up, and then all of a sudden they're eligible for a relationship.
Ain't that something? So would you do that? Like if for some
For
reason,
sure.
oh, God, you would, and I know you so much, and I know you would. It's fine.
Because so much of finding someone attractive is not like a manual choice. It's an instinctive response.
Mm.
It's not like, oh, I want to find this person attractive now. It's like they had a glow up in your body. Like, yep, that's what we like.
So okay. Maybe I just can't see it because I'm of the mind. I'm more so of the mind of if I'm not attracted to you now, and I do whether I get in the gym, my body get right, or somehow
That's wild work.
something happens with my face and it's different. Now that you all of a sudden find me attractive, and now you're trying to see what's up. Nah, you wasn't trying to see what's up when I was trying to see what's up earlier.
That's
nah,
not you done went through a whole
nah,
surgery. That's
nah.
not come on. Come
Yeah,
on. That's crazy. Think about that from a non-emotional lens. You look different. Of course I'm a look at you different because you look different.
Yeah, that's right.
You didn't had a glow up. I'm not gonna treat you the same, especially if your glow up moved you closer to the direction of what I like.
Yeah, I feel that.
People ain't coming out of these surgeries to be treated the same way.
Dang, that's wild. You're right though.
So check
You're
this out.
absolutely right.
Princess White said men are visual. I've had enough of my female friends tell me that women are equally a visual. They just hide it better.
Some of them don't even hide it.
You know that once they become auntie age, they'll tell you right when you walk in from the restroom at Denny's. Me and Mike got attacked by the same group of
Right.
older women.
And they don't care if you came in with women, if the women sitting at the table right behind them, they don't care at all. And don't let them get to grandma phase. They'll grab your arm, squeeze your butt, all kind of stuff when they get in that older age. Oh God. Too much. I said too much. All right.
I didn't know if that was a personal testimony or okay. Yikes. 988 works for that too, Mike. Jesus Lord. All right. So on that note, let's keep on moving down this this path of pretty privilege and the rest of those things. I have a big conversation I want to have tonight, but before we get there, I want to have a little bit of fun with that one. This is a little less fun, but I think it's going to prove for an interesting conversation.
So I just read a question, and it said, do you think it's necessary to delete your ex's photos when you start dating someone new? I think it's necessary to delete your ex's photos when they become your ex. By the time you start dating someone new, those photos should have been long gone, just as a part of your healing journey, in my opinion.
See, that's what I don't get. Everybody that breaks up with somebody doesn't need to heal. People think that because people break up that there's something negative or something bad or this person must have did something. That's not the case with every breakup. Some people break up and become better friends.
Because that's where they belonged in the first place.
Right.
You just took a chance into an arena and you're like, nah, this don't work for us.
Right.
But let me tell you what I heard.
Yeah.
When I heard that video about once you break up with your ex, before you get with your next, you need to have deleted their photos. Or once you break up with your ex, you need to delete the photos immediately before you even get with somebody else. That's what the colonizers did to Black history.
Wow.
This is why we don't know our history now, because they try to delete the things that they don't like and recreate a whole new reality and hope nobody ever find out. What you deleting that for? It was a part of what made you who you are today? And you're trying to delete the person that you don't like them anymore that may need to be given credit for developing you in a way. So you're gonna delete this whole history of you, fabricate some other kind of story with no evidence to back it up because you tried a romantic relationship with him and it didn't work out.
That's good. Let me ask you a question. Go ahead. What you got?
I'm biased because I'm a photographer, and photos for me are a time machine. And and just because a relationship didn't work out doesn't mean it was all bad. And there may be certain moments I want to revisit, not because I'm gonna put out the lotion. You know what I'm saying to you, but because, dude, those were very beautiful moments in my life that I want to continue to remember. But delete them because it's my ex, I think that is for some people. It's just not for me. And that is the title of tonight's show, which is Why Am I Like This?
And I was gonna say, because you have a certain purity when it comes to relationships with women, I would go out on them and say, I feel like you can make that distinction between this is a memory and when I see her, now I'm going back down memory road, wishing that I could still be with her. Now I'm gonna call her and see what she's doing. And I think that you're the type of man that can make that distinction of, oh man, I remember this time in my life, and then keep it moving. You know what I mean? Every guy can't do that, brother.
Nah, I got you.
I am one of those guys that can't do that. I don't need a bunch of pictures of my exes in my phone, because for me, in my mind, for what? Why am I looking at this? I want my attention to be focused. You know what I'm saying? But again, we may not have the same struggles.
Yeah, I got you. No, I got you. Because so I'm laughing at Princess White. She said, use your imagination.
Yeah.
So for me, when I hear someone say, I don't need photos of my ex in my phone, I'm like, cool. But if I went through your phone, will I find photos of your fantasy? Somebody you ain't never met before, somebody you may want. If I go online, will I find you liking other photos of women that you've never been with, but you may like? To me, I'm wondering, what is the difference? If we're trying to protect the man's fantasy or his hormones or keep him from operating in a nefarious way while he's in a relationship, then I think that conversation goes beyond photos of your ex. It has to go into other areas wherever you feel tempted. So don't try to act like, oh, I'm holding this standard because I don't have photos of my ex, but your eyes are on a whole bunch of other things.
No, that's good. That's good. And I think the I'll call it trigger for some women whose boyfriends, husband, whatever, may have these pictures in their phone, or some women who have pictures of their ex in their phone, is, I think it's more so the how easy it could be for them to rekindle that, like the proximity. Like, oh, your ex stay around the street. It may be real easy for you to have this picture, and then that sparks something, and then you down the street, as opposed to a celebrity. Or I'm just saying how people may think.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you, and I appreciate that, because I think you said something in the beginning of this conversation. Everybody's not like me.
Yeah.
Right. And so it also makes it hard for me in the past to defend who I am until I started not defending it anymore and just started being it. But before we did tonight's show, I was FaceTiming with Carrie, and I said, Carrie, what should tonight's show be called? And he said, Why Am I Like This? And he was just joking. We'll move on. He's like, no, that's actually a good topic, because he was like, why am I like this in relationships? Sometimes when people are in love, they tend to act a little differently than when they're single. For me, people that I date or I like have a hard time understanding some of my philosophies, like once in love, always in love. Or excuse me, once I love you, I always love you. Not in love with you, but once I love you, I always love you, which ultimately means I want the best for you. If I've ever told you I love you, I forever want the best for you. So when someone say you love your ex, if I told her I loved her, I still love her. Does that mean I want to have sex with her? Does it mean that I think we should procreate? That I think that I want to? No, it doesn't. But I understand that because I had the mom that I had, the upbringing that I had, the experiences I had, the mindset that I have, that I think about these things in a very different and pure way. But if someone's not willing to get to know me like that, it will definitely look like I'm playing games, like I'm trying to have something on the side, like I'm trying to be a player, because I exhibit all the behaviors that the society is saying don't date a dude who does those kind
Yep.
of things. Who talks to their ex?
Yep. But I think there's a certain amount of, and you can probably attest to this. I think there's a certain amount of freedom of just being yourself and allowing the people that are supposed to be there, whether it's romantic, whether it's friendships, whether it's family, to be in your life, and then the people that are not, they'll just fall off. But I feel like, when you try to change yourself to fit into what other people feel like you should be, or how you should react, or how you should come about relationships, I feel like that's when you do yourself and the person that you want to be with a disservice.
Yeah, and I think that whenever I've been in a full blown relationship where I was like 20% of myself. Well, let me say it this way: I believed, and it appeared to me that 20% of my authentic self was welcome, but the rest of it needed to have some customizations. And I believe you and your wife called me out a few times.
Yeah.
And I was doing accommodating things because when I'm in love, or when I love someone, or when I'm in love in a relationship, even if I'm just before we get to the ring and everything, I just want to make that person's life as easy as possible. And I'm already willing to step into certain sacrifices. And I think you had to remind me that, dude, that's great that you love like that, but that's reserved for your wife, not for your fourth date.
Yeah.
Because you told me that I have a tendency to romanticize, that I'll something hits my eye and I'm like, oh yeah, like we gonna have matching outfits on our second date. And I'm about to, get you added to my gym membership and let me go do X, Y, and Z. Oh, okay? I could come over. I need to fix that for you. And that's just the gung ho-ness that I've had to put on reserve since my previous relationship, and recognize that energy that I possess is sacred and it should be, held back until marriage. But I digress. Let's get back to these photos of the exes.
Let's get back to every ex that you ever had been in your phone right now. Let's talk about it.
Listen, I have photos, right? So what's the difference between now, when me and my ex went our separate ways, I did take off all the photos of us off my Instagram.
Why?
Because I didn't want to look like I wasn't available.
Come on now. Way to tell the truth. See, my man. I knew you would answer that honestly. I already knew it.
Listen, I didn't want to appear to that's like me going on a job interview like I got a job, but I just want to see what y'all was doing. Nah, I'm unemployed. Hire me.
Hire me, damn it.
So talk to me, man. Talk to me. If I'm say I'm about to get into a relationship, right?
Yeah.
And put me in engagement, bro. Put me in engagement.
Okay.
And me and you, we have open, conversation all the time, and our relationship is very say what you mean what you say type deal. You look at my phone, I still have pictures of past relationships, and I'm engaged. Are you going to me and saying you need to delete all these, or are you going picture by picture and saying keep this one? This one's no longer necessary. It's not going to help you, or keep them all.
I don't think that's fair because I know the kind of person you are, and I know.
So yeah, deal with me.
Oh, well then, I think my question is, or my statement even would be, if you feel like you need them, keep them. If you don't need them, then why you got them?
I could 1000% hear you saying that. I can, and that's what I thought you would say. And you would look me in the face and say, "Do you need that? Do you need that?" So check this out. So Ms. Princess White said, "Do you just keep the innocent pics or the nudes too?" And I'm happy she said that, right? Because anybody who knows me, and it's looking at me, it may be hard to understand. Even knowing I was a male exotic dancer and everything, it's hard to understand when I tell you my entire life on social media, I've gotten one inappropriate picture. And I mean from AOL days, bruh. This is 2004 or 5. I don't get sent nudes. Wow. So that's social media, right? But you talk about on your private text situation.
Yeah.
I can still count on one hand in my entire life. That's not, see, I think the thing that people don't understand about me is that I've never struggled with getting respect from people. Women usually want to meet me on an intellectual playing field.
Yeah.
Most women who have taken time to have at least one conversation with me knows that that's not the way to get to me.
Yep.
And so I don't have those in my phone because they haven't been sent. And so to answer your question, it is the innocent pictures. Maybe it's me and them together and we were doing something, or it's a moment that meant something to me. But ultimately, to go back to my own question, because I did this in one of my last relationships. If my fiance found a problem with any of the photos, they're being deleted on the spot.
There it is.
I remember one day I was sitting in the car with my ex. This was a few years ago. And she kindly and gently, softly expressed to me that some of the photos that I do as a photographer made her feel disrespected as a girlfriend. She's like, I'm not asking you to do anything. She said, but just and knowing her background, her culture, I could understand. And again, knowing the way that I was and still am, that I'm trying to reserve, I said, damn, for real? I don't want you to feel that way. Not really giving her more ownership of those feelings. I took probably more ownership of them than I should have. But I said, let's go. Opened up the app. I said, which ones? Just say yes or no. I deleted everything she said no to, and the ones she just kind of paused for a second. I don't want you to feel any type of way about, and you know how much I love my photography.
Yeah, I do.
But there comes a point to where I shift and my responsibility now becomes stewarding your nervous system, your mind, everything. Even though that's your premier responsibility, I'm partnering with you. And sometimes I do it to a fault, which is why I have people like Mike that I check in with to help me stay balanced.
Is there a point where stewarding needs to be halted? Meaning, am I stewarding your own insecurities that you should probably deal with? You know what I mean? Like, is there, with the situation you're talking about, is there a conversation of why does that bother you? Or is it just, you said it bothers you, they're gone?
I think that prior to a ring, there's a conversation. Anything after a ring, I'm assuming a certain responsibility. That means that when my partner, I think one of my friends said it best this week. She said, even the most secure people can have a what did she say, a rough day or a hard time with certain things, even the most secure person. So if I've given you a ring, then my responsibility I've given myself is to hold space for you. And if that's how you feeling, like I'm partnered with you on whatever it takes to get you back to homeostasis, back to, level playing ground, right? But prior to that, I think that's what I had to work on. Like the conversation is, oh, why does this bother you? And what's going on in your mind and how are you translating this? But I feel like I just recently learned that, up to maybe a year or two ago.
I got you.
Yeah. Miss Princess White said, would you keep them if you had them? No.
What is it? I don't understand the question.
The nudes.
Oh, would you keep them?
If somebody sent me nudes, would I keep them? I mean, it's in the generation we live in. People are, you online, so it's all cap. That's fine. I'm just going to answer honestly for the people who know me. For what?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel that, bro.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, my sister's on. Blurring the lines. Well, see, honestly, this is one of the reasons I love coming to this podcast, because me and Mike, we get to have these open conversations of kind of transparency and vulnerability that I would probably never have with some of the people in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
But they get to see me have it in a safe space with someone I trust, and they get to see how you work through a process, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's healthy for this generation, because ultimately we sometimes live in this space where if we don't like what somebody does, the first thing we want to do is change them, not understand them. Mm-hmm. And I think that curiosity is one of the greatest evidences of love or care. Mm-hmm. You want to say, oh, why is it that way? And not from a, why do you do that? It's more of like, I want to understand you better. Right? Because even when you try to understand somebody better, sometimes they understand themselves better in that conversation. And by the end, you guys end up agreeing, like, dang, you are right. I never really thought about it. I never had to say it out loud.
Yeah.
But when you lead with trying to control or challenge somebody, like I've had people I met for like the first time, and I'm sharing intimate details with them about my life. and they'll interrupt me and be like, I want to challenge that. I'm like, nigga, I don't even know you. You don't even know me well enough to challenge nothing. Stay curious, my nigga. Relax. I want to challenge that. You ain't got access to challenge. What's your last name? I want to challenge that. I want to challenge the fact that I don't know your whole name yet. Slow down. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I've learned that when people approach me that way, it immediately lets me know where they stand. And I'm like, oh, it gives me the opportunity to say, I would have loved a little more curiosity in that moment, but because that's not what we got, you know, let's discuss if we need to have continued communication.
You're such a good guy.
Bro, my peace is too important to me, and I
Yeah.
actually love who I found out that I am.
Yeah,
And for
that's
people
good,
who
bro.
you ain't gotta love me when you first meet me, but if you don't even want to get to know me, you want to mold me into what you believe you want from me, then I have to learn how to meet that with some boundaries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
All
right.
right. You got anything over there? Are you on IG? You checking your IG over there?
Every time you ask me.
Ha. All right. So ultimately, for those who are just joining, because our numbers are still going up, we just had a video and the guy shared. You just went live? Golly, Mike. We just had a video up about a guy saying that you should delete the photos you have of your ex. And I think ultimately, if I say the consensus is that delete inappropriate photos that will prohibit you from seeing the future clearly, or that may pull you back in an unhealthy way. Is that kind of where we're landing?
Yep. Agreed.
Okay.
That's where we at.
Cool. And as we get there, we are actually at our halftime. So it is 9:00, ladies and gentlemen. And if you didn't know, we are crowdfunded. So I want to say this one more time before we move on to our next video. If you would like to help us stay on the air because you enjoy these conversations, you can go to our Cash App, $ maybe this will help. $ maybe this will help, or go to our Gmail account. Maybe this will help podcast at gmail.com. Maybe this will help podcast at Gmail. Send $1, $5, $10, whatever you want. We pay $88 a month to stay online, bring you this show 4 times a week, 4 times a month. And we appreciate however you contribute.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Brian, what up, brother? Oh, man.
What up?
All right, cool. So we're about to get into the second half of this show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for rocking with us. If you're loving the conversation, go ahead and tag one of your friends. Tell them to come over here and join in. This is really the part of the show I wanted to get into tonight. So I'm going to play the video, and then we can take these questions on one by one.
Let's get it.
All right. All right. So did you see when I sent that to you?
I did.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, oftentimes we will on this show have what are some good dating conversations some dating questions to ask, some questions to ask when you're dating. And I think this list of questions really struck me as something that we need to discuss because they may be the kind of questions you can ask to one of people's biggest pet peeves to keep you from wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
2, another big pet peeve to keep you from being fooled by someone's representative.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, give you a sooner indication of the potential that might be there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna pull up the. Candace said, "Good night, good night. Thank you for joining us." Amber, I know you couldn't see them. I'm about to post them up right here, right now. So let's go through this first list real quick, Mike. So,
Right.
which do any of these jump out to you that you want to discuss? What are you genuinely looking for right now? What does taking it slow mean to you? How do you know when you want something serious? What would make you stop talking to someone immediately? What would make you pursue someone more intentionally?
So for me, if I'm thinking, the dating world, if I'm even thinking first date, that first question is, that could make or break whether we have a second date, whether the date ends right here after you answer the question. Because if I'm asking you what are you generally looking for right now, and you say I'm just looking for somebody to have sex with, or you say I'm looking to get married within the next 2 weeks, these kind of answers could give you an exact idea of if we need to go any further. We might not need any more of these questions after this one is answered.
Let's just do a quick prerequisite check, right?
All right.
I know that I've said it and I've heard other people say it, that how do we trust people to be honest?
Mm.
I want to start by saying, if you don't trust someone to be some degree of honest, then why are you on a date with them?
Yeah. Dang.
If a date is about collecting data and you don't feel like you can trust this person to be honest, then if it appears that they're ineligible to be in that environment with you. They're ineligible for a date. And it may not be nothing to do with them. It's the fact that you just can't trust them. So they could be honest with you, but if it's already set up in you that I don't think I can trust this person, no matter what they say, it's fraudulent. So what's the point of even going on a date?
And I to second that and then piggyback on that, and even not if you don't trust the person. Some people just have trust issues in general. Some women just can't trust men in general. Some men just can't trust women in general. So in that case, maybe until you get that figured out, you just don't need to date nobody, not just this one person. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it ain't just the one person they don't trust. Sometimes
You don't
it's
need to be, yeah.
species. I don't trust humans.
Got you. So I like this one, bro. What are you genuinely looking for right now? You think that's a good, like in a talking phase, right? I think that's what the video was about, right? Was it?
Yeah.
Let's take a moment. You on mute too. Why don't we take a moment to identify what's the difference between the talking stage and the dating stage?
I think the talking stage is, you know, a light, you know, surface level getting to know type of thing. Hey, what do you do for a living? You know, that type of deal. When we're dating, I think that's where the more intentionality comes in, the more serious, in-depth conversations come in. You know what I mean? In talking phase, we may not go out. You know, we may just text.
We talking.
Yeah, we talk. That's all we doing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
So, when I look at the talking stage versus the dating stage, I think ultimately for me, I think that until I say I'd like to date you, for me, everything else is we just talking. I don't think that there is a talking stage or a talking phase, because it almost feels like if it is a talking stage or a talking phrase, that it should be leading to something.
I agree. No, I agree. Yeah.
I talk to people, and when someone not only captures my eye, but captures my attention to a certain degree that there's a level of safety there,
Yeah.
that's when I'm like, I might want to take this person out on a date. But building up to that, it could be a week, it could be a year, because in order for you to feel safe around someone, you need to have certain experiences with them. And everybody's experience that they need to verify if someone is safe may be different. You know what I'm saying to you? So if you only, you know, if you don't really have certain conversations with this person or not in certain rooms with this person, you may find them attractive, but never feel the urge to date them, because one of your prerequisites is to feel safe around them. I think one of the things that I use when I find someone attractive and the idea of, oh, I wonder if I could date this person, I usually share I'm vulnerable about something that's happened to me in my life and see how they respond to it.
Is this a big something that's happened? Like, or is just anything that you think may strike a nerve or get a reaction?
No, it's a big something, like it's a deeper level something, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Without saying it, yeah.
Yeah.
On the air.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying to you? Because if I'm going to date you, one of the first things I want is to be able to have like certain kind of deep level conversations, because that's the access point that we're talking about, because there's this interest. And if that's met with any kind of criticism or judgment or nonchalantness or a lack of interest, then it's like, okay, you're not a bad person, but let's just, cool. You are who you've been.
Yeah. Damn. Wow.
There's
But
no
yeah.
need.
Yeah,
you no need to change anything.
that's facts.
You know,
That's
and I
facts, yeah.
think that even if you find someone interested, like, and you want to date someone, I think that it's just good to communicate what it is you want to do. And
It
I
is.
think that in certain societies, women wait for the men to say it, men wait for the women to say it. I think that the onus is on whoever feels it, say it. Because ultimately, when you
Agreed.
look back over every experience you've had in your life and you felt like you could have done a little something different or more or initiated something to make it work, that resentment, that regret feels
Mhm.
worse than resentment towards someone else.
It
When you
does.
know it was in your power to do or say something. I understand rejection could hurt,
Mhm.
but yeah.
Yeah, nah, I get it. I think about that first question, what I really like, and I think that what makes it stand out the most is the right now. Because that
What do you
leaves room
okay.
right now. Because who knows, 2 months from now, hell, next week, something in me can change, and that what I want could change. You know what I mean? So I think that it's very important to throw that right now in there because it doesn't back that person up into a corner. You know what I mean? It's not saying
Yeah.
what do you want out of life forever. You know what I
So
mean?
it's not saying what do you want from me right now either, is it? Or just saying
That's
what do
good. No. That's good. It doesn't, and I like that because we're just dating. I don't want anything from you. No, we're just
what do
talking.
you genuinely
Yeah,
what are you genuinely looking for right now from me is not the question.
it's not the question.
Interesting. That's
I
probably how I
think.
would
I
have
think.
asked it.
I think.
I would
But
have
so
asked it that way.
so in dating though, I feel like with me could be more of the question. But if we just talking, if it's something nonchalant, something real airy, yeah. What are you looking for? Period. You just
And
out here.
you know why I like that so much, bro?
Mm,
Because one thing that's been big for me, right, is trying to form honest friendships
yeah.
before I even date someone. Because what I
Right.
recognize in my experience is that oftentimes you're dating or in a relationship or even married to someone who only has an invested interest in things that benefit both of you guys, not
Yeah.
just in you. And I recognize with my friends, they want the best for me and they're willing to step in and out of my life, contribute more or less according to what they believe was going to bring the best to me. And I think that that is a different kind of love that I would love any other kind of love to be built on top of. When you have that, I just want what's best for you. And if I don't believe that I'm what's best for you, I feel like I'll be more honest with you. That person will be more honest with you about where they are because ultimately they want to see you succeed. They want to see you blessed. They want to see you reach the goals you want to reach. I think it becomes selfish when I'm only interested in what in bringing you things that I somehow reap a benefit from.
Mhm.
And that's just my brain, maybe because of what I went through. But I do like that approach to just what are you looking for right now? You know what I'm saying? Don't say anything, try to impress me.
That.
Just what are you looking for right now? You know what I'm saying? Because they may say, oh, I'm looking for something that may not be the person in front of them. And if you can receive that and not take it personal, be like, oh, okay. All right. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is where I'm at. I think so. And maybe something does come up later on about you. But I think that if
Yeah.
you're trying to just get to know this person and not just get to know why they do or don't like you, that's a whole different pursuit.
That's good, bro. Yeah. Because so many people get hung up on that answer being something that they're not, and they make it about them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of because you never know in that conversation of why this person is looking for this, they may find out, oh man, you know what? You really cool. I never thought to even, huh?
Or, you know what? I know that we found each other attractive, but the way you describe what you're looking for, my cousin,
Talk about
my
how you
my
gave women
cousin,
away. Talk about
dude,
talk.
I've definitely been on a date with women that I thought would be a better fit for somebody else that I know and tried to make the connection.
That's cool.
Why not,
That's
bro?
cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Why
Yeah,
am I gonna gatekeep who could potentially be your husband once I verified that I know it ain't me?
that's
Then what I'm
cool.
gonna do with you? Play with you? Have sex with you?
Yeah,
Confuse you? Make it hard on the next nigga that's gonna come next? Like, come on.
I like that. That's
I've
cool.
had people that I found very visually appealing, but I was like, your personality seems like it would really fit this other person.
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, let me see if I can make that happen. Which again, why am I like this? Is the name of tonight's podcast. I am like this because this is how I am, and I enjoy it. It makes my life very liberating. It makes my life a lot easier. It helps me to be more productive. It helps me to be more focused. I carry less baggage.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
able to love more freely. I'm able to give less explanations and defensiveness. This is why.
Yeah.
So the question that jumps out the most to me from this, bro, is what would make you pursue someone more intentionally? I like that because I think that intention is a always good conversation to have, especially when you found some kind of interest, even if that interest is only visual. Because
Mhm.
sometimes, you know what I'm saying, that person may find you visually appealing, but have no desire of anything romantic with you. You just might actually be nice to look at, or
It's
you
true.
might be fun to hang out with or be around. But I think sometimes we think or will interpret or translate someone's behavior instead of just asking them, what does all this mean?
That's good.
And so
That-
when I see this question pop up of what would make you pursue someone more intentionally, you start to get an idea of not only what that person is looking for, but what moves them. And so that's why you're not, 5 years dating this person or whatnot, and you're wondering why they haven't chosen exclusivity with you. You ask this question and you know why.
Why do you feel like people avoid questions like this though? They want to know the answer to it, but they won't ask the question.
I hate Ken. He said, I'm not looking for your man bun.
KD, what up?
Why?
Why don't we ask that question? Why don't we ask the question we're dying to know the answer to? Is it because of fear of rejection?
Ask the audience.
Audience that's in the talking or dating phase. Why is it that we want to know, does she like me? Is she into me? Does he like my outfit? Does he think I'm too fat, too skinny? Why don't we ask those questions?
In my experience of dating people inside and outside of California and the United States,
Yeah.
I do think this is more of a California issue. I think that we don't want to appear too thirsty.
Mm.
And in essence, we sometimes cause ourselves to not appear interested at all.
It's a silent killer. Nonchalantness when you're intentionally dating is a silent killer of whatever it is you're trying to get to.
And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could just be giving the actual compliment. Because
Yeah.
and even though me and Mike know this, even though some people will interpret a compliment as you hitting on them, that doesn't mean they want to sleep with you. Sometimes people can compliment you on things, and that doesn't mean they want to touch those things or kiss those things. It might just be a nice person saying that's a good look on you.
Yep.
Right. But I think that when it comes down to things you really want to know, I think this list kind of starts to give you a good place to start.
Yeah.
How do you know when you want something serious?
Yeah, I
think,
like this question a
I think
lot.
somebody in the chat, yeah, Ken said you don't want to know the real answer. Why not? It might be the
Yeah, but why?
So check this out. McJellen went through and she did some of this for us. She said, "What am I truly looking for right now? I'm looking for my best friend, someone who understands peace and does his best to maintain a positive environment, someone who is pursuing to truly live life as a son of God, who was unwaveringly honest, who was unwaveringly, am I saying it wrong? Unwaveringly honest. Look at that. Sound it out. Someone who
that's it.
leans on the Lord and is pursuing deep intimacy with God, a protector in the physical and spiritual, someone who has integrity, grit, respect, emotional intelligence, accountability, humor, wit, who walks in humility and runs." So there's more to be said there. Go
So
ahead.
real quick, fellas, if you feel like you fit this bill, what we like to do, and maybe this will help the podcast, we like to bring people
What
together.
we like to do?
What me and my brother Donovan like to do on this podcast is bring people together. So fellas, if you feel like that's you and you're honest with yourself, like, those are qualities that I may possess, go ahead and hit up AJ. Nice lady, great lady. That's it.
Never met her a day in your life.
You know,
Don't try to use my reference because I met her.
I've known her for 5 years through the
Wow.
podcast.
Wow. She is a nice lady. I've met her in person. She's very sweet. And she has shared a lot on this podcast. So I feel like I do know her to a certain degree. But when I think about this, bro, that question of why do people, oh, here we go. Vicky said, I believe fear keeps us silent. Does asking them make me seem dehydrated? Is their answer going to be what I want to hear?
Dehydrated is crazy.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
wow. Amber said, I won't find a man in LA because honesty is the top of my list.
yikes.
Yikes. Ken said, people ask a question, they don't want the real answer. You want to hear what you want to hear. This is interesting, bro. I think that as we do have certain conversations like this, sometimes people find out that they're really not ready to date.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're ready to be taken to nice places and hang out with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and that just goes back to my own definition of dating. People can have their own definitions of it. You know what I'm saying? I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the way I will rephrase that is, are you ready for what you really are looking for? Are you ready for what you want? And ready doesn't just mean like I'm willing to step out and do it, but like McJellen said, like I'm able to give language to my own feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to answer these questions before you make it a requirement for somebody else to answer them?
That's good.
I like this.
What else we got?
What would make you stop talking to someone immediately? Definitely sounds like a deal breaker or a red flags question, which I enjoy those.
Yeah, those are also good. And those are fun. Those are fun. You can have fun with those.
So much of the dating experience can be fun
Yeah.
if it's not if you're not intending to get this person to answer the way that you want them to answer.
There it is right there.
If you really want to get to know someone and you don't even have to have a second date, it can be a good time to just hang out with someone you find interesting.
Yeah.
But if you find them more than interesting, say something.
Gotta say something.
And fortify yourself, because the answer you get back may not be what you want to hear, but how will you ever know?
If you don't ask the question.
And then you can be like some of the people that share it with us, like you get to 40 and 50 years old and you don't have the life that you wanted, but you also were never willing to ask the hard questions. So
yeah, that's facts.
And like, I want a man that's going to take initiative and X, Y, and Z. Like, yeah, certain men do in certain environments. In certain environments, they may not, or they may come from a different cultural norm when it comes to dating. I think that sometimes if you really like somebody, you're trying to, maybe you guys are both trying to make this whole process a little easier on each other. That's why you try to, be empathetic and recognize they may be a little nervous. Mm-hmm. They may be a little shy. This may be a little new for them. I may be a little much for them, but they still like me. And so when you're interested in somebody, you try to create an environment that makes it a little bit easier for them to open up and say certain things, not harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I like what KD said. He said, at the same time, people are scared to give the real answer. So we got people that's scared to ask the real question, and then we got people that's scared to give the real answer. So who's telling the truth here, people?
And I think that that's important, because if you don't really, I won't say know yourself or love yourself, there may be some hesitation when it comes to being honest about yourself.
That's so legit. And know yourself is good too. Yeah, because if some people have never been, I was one of those people. I was never really intentional with getting to know myself. Like, I knew what I liked, I knew what I didn't like, but just really getting to know what makes you tick, what drives you, what causes you to make certain moves as opposed to other moves. I was never really pressed until I got with Janae to really find that kind of stuff out.
Yeah, man. All right. So it depends. McJellen said a criminal record, and Vicky said it depends on the crime. I like that. Somebody the other day asked me to describe myself. And sometimes I feel a little poetic. Sometimes, Mike, I just feel like.
What did you say, Donovan?
I said sweet and dangerous.
Who are you, James Bond, nigga?
You didn't want me to look at you when I said that?
No, I did not. You seem to look down. You're not gonna look into my eyes and say that.
Every time. I was low on capacity, but what I was trying to convey was that my mom raised me to be a sweet man. I'm a gentleman. I'm a thoughtful person. but at the same time, I am dangerous. There's certain things I don't stand for. There's certain ways you cannot push me. There's certain things you
Yeah.
cannot say to me without a response. I'm not a person that threatens. I'm a person that responds in a way that never happen again. And so I thought that Sweet and Dangerous was a great way to describe the full dynamics of the ecosystem that is me.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
I
mm.
like that, bro. I like that. I like that.
What Sean said, or not give a real answer because they don't want to hurt someone's feelings. I think this is the same reason why people. So if I use that same example, it's almost like lying on a job interview
Mm-hmm.
and then getting a job that's going to make you miserable
Mm-hmm.
because you qualified through a lie.
Yeah, that's wild.
Because people are going to have expectations based off what you tell them, and it's just like you're creating this. Oh shoot! Oh, did I get some money? I thought somebody sent us some money for the show. Anyway, I got excited. I saw money. But so let's do this, Mike. We got a whole other page of questions. So why don't I pick one you want me to answer, bro?
Oh yeah. All
Oh,
right.
good in there.
Brothers on the hot seat. All right. You, what do you know whether to compromise on and dating? Are you dating multiple people? How did you decide exclusively? What is it? Oh, those are good. Okay. Let's go with how do you, Donovan D. Donnell, decide exclusivity?
How do I decide exclusivity? That's a good question. I think Mike knows me well enough, so maybe that's why you asked me this question.
Yeah.
I don't. And it's not because I don't want to. I would say I rarely have the capacity to date more than one person at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like to do dating with intention, and I have a full-time job, and I go to the gym, and I'm an entrepreneur, which means I coach people and I write books and I have projects I'm working on. It's not energy
efficient. It's not energy efficient.
Yeah, to try to do that. I think that it will require me to have more free time than I do have. And also, it could be a tad bit distracting and bring about some unhealthy comparison and competition in my mind as I'm like looking at the data from one person to another. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just know for myself, I'd rather just do one at a time. Now, if the opportunity came up to where I did have the time and energy, I wouldn't mind, you know what I'm saying, dating more than one person at a time, but there would be no like physical intimacy.
Okay, so I think the question still stands. How do you the exclusivity question?
I think though the answer is I start exclusive.
Damn. Like if we doing this, just know it's just you. And not because I'm choosing it just to be you, because everything I got going on and the way my life is set up, it can only be you.
I think that sometimes people stay in a dating environment for a long time because that other person is dating multiple people and they don't really have time to really identify how bad of a look you are. I think that one at a time might help you come to an answer a little bit sooner or not, because some people are puzzles. And I think some situations I've run into is that sometimes this happened multiple times. I'll meet somebody and because of the way I try to invest or the way that I try to be intentional, they change, you know what I'm saying? And not in a bad way, but it's almost like, oh man, okay. So it's almost like I feel like I have to do more observing than pursuing because there's certain things about you that are opening up. Dude, let me see. I want to see if I can share this with you. There's somebody, one of my friends posted this, and I liked it so much that I saved it in my I sent it to myself. Wow, I know I sent it to myself. I believe
KD said, I don't lie that good.
Wow. It said that a part of you is completely unexplored until you meet a particular person.
Part of you is complete. Yes.
A part of you is completely unexplored until you meet a particular person. So even in this whole talk about exclusivity, sometimes I'll run into somebody and I think that if I'm just doing one-on-one, I can come to an answer of who this person should be in my life a lot sooner. But if I'm approaching it with the kind of intention that I approach, and the heart that I'm approaching it from, sometimes it could, more than likely, I'm going to be exploring things with you that you may not have explored on your own. And so as I'm seeing you unfold and this exploration is happening, sometimes I feel like it's inappropriate to even pursue you in that arena while you're coming to know yourself in a new way.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Perfect sense.
Why am I this way? Let's see.
Nah.
Berg Marv said people oftentimes don't want to be honest because they don't want to disqualify themselves.
Dang. So you rather potentially go without having pertinent information if this is even something you want to be qualified for, and because you're scared that you may get disqualified. You don't even know if this person. That's wild. I understand it. I've done it, but that's wild.
It is wild. Ooh, but it's so, and I want to reiterate this for anybody who may be on the fence about it. Like, it's so freeing to just be honest.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? I remember I was talking to this one girl, or I don't even know if talking is the right way to saying it, but it was a girl I was interested in. She was interested in me, and we were having conversations, and a girl from my past showed up and wanted to have a conversation with me about some things. And I told the girl, like, oh man, I got hit up by, this girl I used to talk to back in the day, and she wanted to have this conversation. And I think that in those moments, you're worried that if I tell this person what's going on in my life or the real, then it will disqualify me. For me, I think that it verifies, because this is something that's honestly happening in my life. And if I'm thinking about marriage,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Of course, there may be opportunities, like if it's too soon, second date, you're on a second date and somebody's calling you trying to divulge information, that might be too soon. But I think that it's a great opportunity to see how someone manages the part of their life, the part of your life that has nothing to do with them.
Dang, that's good. That's good.
I want
go ahead.
I want to see how you feel, how you think about the part of my life that has nothing to do with you, or that doesn't potentially benefit you, or even a part that feels like a threat to what you want from me. I want to see how
That's really good.
How you engage in those moments.
That's really good.
And it's horrible for them that I see the marriage you have with your wife, because you guys get to discuss everything. And I see how much it nourishes your marriage. And for me to be around that consistently for this year and not want that for myself. So I start to introduce that early on. Mm-hmm. So I'm big on talking about, I'm online talking about the pictures that I have in my phone of my exes, or, things I may still talk to my ex about, or, saying people that may be interested in me. Like I never want to trap myself in a web of lies, trying not to get disqualified from something that I believe isn't for me, or else I wouldn't be lying in the first place.
Jesus.
If I felt like it was truly for me, then I would be more honest about it. So something about me knows this is not where you're supposed to be. That's in that part of me is informing me to lie.
Jeez, that's good. Never thought of it like that.
So that's a good point. Princess White said people need to learn to master. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I agree to a certain degree, but I also believe that some things there's no right way to say it for the person who doesn't want to hear it that way.
In terms of what are we talking about?
I think when it comes to, I took it in general. When you're conveying information on a date, I think that how I say everything could set the tone and influence how they receive it. What you got, Mike? I see the face, bro.
Only because I feel like tone. I agree. How you say it does matter, but I can gaslight somebody with a sweet tone to be saying the same thing. If I say this one way, just straight bullet to the head, can sound different than if I say it another way. But if I say it that way, that could be considered gaslighting. You see what I'm saying?
That goes back to why you're on a date with somebody that you don't trust. So it's almost like if you go on a date with somebody, there should be, in my opinion, some level of trust there, because you gotta believe the answers to the questions you're gonna ask.
Yeah. It's nothing wrong with follow-up questions. It's nothing even wrong with a little bit of scrutiny in the questions and the answers that you've been told. But if you just not believing nothing the person says, then you
True.
why we outside?
Yeah. And I've definitely, so you could tell that I have a certain degree of love and appreciation for myself. I've definitely knew what a person wanted to hear when they asked me a question
Oh, brother.
and answered through authenticity instead. I didn't tell them what they wanted to hear. And I
Mhm.
knew that it was probably a great chance I could just by the energy they was giving, like this is gonna cut it off. And I'm like, then let it be. Because if my
Yes.
answer disappoints you to that degree and we're still like on like just getting to know each other, my whole life is about to devastate you. Because think
And
about the
that's
things
what we
I
need
haven't
to
told
see.
you yet.
Exactly. And that's what, to me, that's the beauty of dating. You get to see things before you end up getting hurt feelings and emotions involved. If people would just talk to each other and ask these questions, it could save a whole lot of heartache.
But see, that's the thing about it. Hurt feelings aren't bad.
They're not. They're not.
Hurt, it's a great place for both of us to see.
It is.
It's a good place for me to see how you respond or how you start to behave when your feelings are hurt. And it's a great place for you to see and understand, well, why does that hurt my feelings?
Yeah.
If you're trying to get into this environment of dating or marriage and whatnot and try not to get hurt in the process, I think that I'm not gonna say it's impossible for you. It may take a different kind of strategy,
Yeah,
but
good
from
luck.
my experience, all hurt don't harm you. Some hurt helps you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna turn the corner a little bit. Is this the right one? Oh no, that's the one I did from last week. Oh, here it is right here. So when we think about this, there's this big conversation online about the difference between dating and courting and most of my friends feel like it's semantics, but I wanted to put this up and see what you thought about it, bro. It says dating as do I like you, courting as do I have the capacity to steward you. One explores chemistry, the other examines responsibility.
I think, and I said when we didn't really discuss it, but when I saw that, I think my first reaction was courting just sounds like intentional dating, just being intentional about the conversation, being intentional about listening. I feel like that's the only difference. I mean, courting sounds like it's a nice word, and it sounds like, oh, they must be serious, but it's just intentional dating in my mind.
Serious about what though? Like when I see
Be
this,
intentional.
well, shoot, where'd it go? When I see it,
Yeah.
do I like you? Do I have the capacity to steward you? I feel like those are step one and step two. Why am I thinking about do I have the capacity to steward you until I know if you like me and I like you? If we're using this as a reference, it sounds like dating comes before courting.
Right. It does.
Because it sounds like you're saying like in the dating, you shouldn't be dating, you should be courting. You should be trying to steward this and be this kind of person. But I don't even know if I like this person like that. Like at what point do I get to know them before I start giving all these big commitments? At what point do I get to know them before these deep intentions show up on the scene? Because if those intentions show up on the scene and they're not really directed at that person, they're just directed at the title, I'll mess around and find myself having someone have filled the shoes of a wife,
Right.
but lacking a lot of the connecting points to her because it was just about the shoes she was filling. It wasn't really about the actual person. I just wanted somebody in that place. And so because you are my wife, you get X, Y, and Z. I understand that. But do I really love you? Or do I love the fact that you came and occupied this space?
That's good. Sheesh. Yeah, that's good.
Tweaking a potentially conflicting question to get an honest response isn't gaslighting. Tweaking a potentially conflicting question to get an honest response isn't gaslighting. There are some.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm about to say there are some nuances to this.
No, yeah, there is, but I'm talking about gaslighting. I'm talking about you can say things one way, and I'm gonna tweak it to get the response that I know you want.
Got it.
As opposed to just telling you what it is, as opposed to what it's not. That's like somebody saying, are you dating anyone? And I say no, but I know I just had sex with 2 other women last night. But I don't tell you that part. I just say no to them. Are you dating? Because I'm not.
So you should have asked the question that you.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I still told
Yeah.
the truth, but I know what you wanted to know, but I didn't tell you that part. But I did.
So what?
answer
Why don't you say? Do you want to know if I'm dealing with anybody? If I've been into like, do you try to help them with their question?
It depends on if I'm trying to gaslight or not. If I am, then no.
Yeah, depends on your
And
intentions.
that's
Yeah,
my point. Yeah.
got you. Okay, that makes sense. McJellen said, "Put it up one more time." Why do I keep putting that one up? Yeah, there you go, McJellen. You can screenshot that. So courting is necessary. Ken said that shows you are interested. Dating is I don't want a relationship. I just want to lay down. Huh. What would you say you and Janae did? You guys date or court, or you just did whatever worked for you guys?
We did whatever worked for us. I feel like it, in my opinion, the names and all of this shit is silly. It's just silly.
Okay, well, don't give me a hard time because I told you I retired from being a boyfriend. I'm 45 years old. I said I'm not going to be no.
Who has time?
I don't understand what the benefit of it. I feel like it's like when you're at work and they give you a new title and it don't change. You don't get paid more. You don't get recognized more. You don't get a new key card to get into different rooms.
It's so interesting about me and Janae's relationship. We never verbally talked about we're dating now. We never talked about, I don't even think we ever talked about we're together now. I feel like the conversation started with, I think I love you. I think I love you too. Am I right? Yeah, just like you said, we never even had an anniversary date when we first started like dating, like something, because who cares? That's not the goal. You know what I'm saying?
I think that if you're, you know, and I guess I can't say it for them, but just for me, let it be real for you.
That's it.
Let it be real for you, and whatever's real for you, communicate that with the person you're interested in. And if it's real for them, then you guys try to make it real for one another, just on that same path. I think that sometimes it can get very complicated where it could be simple, and I think that it's complicated when you're trying to force
like that
these different norms on each other. Like, listen, this is how I flow. I know some people say I don't like to go with the flow. Okay, I'm a go with the flow person. Don't change or try to act like you're changing being a go with the flow person because this person don't like go with the flow people. If that's who you are, it's gonna show up whether you want it to or not.
It's gonna show up eventually, bro. So you might as well just keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Man. And I understand though. I don't just not to knock people that have, because I understand really wanting to do something different or really wanting to change or really wanting to be this way, and you may not be there yet. So I get that part. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just sound like you said you was this way, but you really not type of thing. Because I get it. Some people don't want to lie, but they still lie. They're working on it. There's something they cheat and they're working on it. They have some type of other thing that they're dealing with that they're working on. So they may not be where they want to be yet, but I'm working on it.
And I think that goes back to just a polite or friendly spirit when you are dating. Don't date anybody that you can't be kind to. So when they tell you something that you don't want to hear, instead of meeting that with judgment, you meet it with like, oh, okay, so you're more of a go with the flow person. Well, I'm not. Tell me more about how that's worked for you and why that seems to be where you've settled in, versus like, oh, well, I can't do that. Like
that's worth talking about, because, and I'm only saying women because I'm a man who dated women. Women can be mean in that regard. Yeah. And I've never understood. Men can be mean too, but I'm talking about women. Like, I've never understood, like, we're out on a date trying to get to know each other. In my mind, there's no reason for me to be mean to you. I don't know you enough to want to be mean. You haven't done anything to me to make me want to be mean to you. So because you tell me this about your personality or even this about your past, now I feel like I need to treat you mean. That's wild to me. And we went on a date, like a first date.
That is wild.
It's crazy, but it happens though.
A lot. So now you got me just revisiting different scenarios. that people have told me. Like, I'm a life coach, so I get a lot of, my clients telling me about their dating experience. And it is wild when you say it that way, how quick someone can go from interested to mean.
Yeah.
But again, that's something that you need to know.
Or, well, in your pictures, I saw you drove a Ferrari and you had a big house, but yet you took me to the Cheesecake Factory. And you mad? We went out on a date. You thought because of what you saw that I was supposed to treat you to the Michelin star restaurant because of my finances, which don't have nothing to do with you on this first date.
Which is why I think that maybe there is a prerequisite to dating. Maybe you guys just get to know each other, so someone can know what your standards are before they decide they want to date you. How do you know you want to date somebody? You don't even know how they date, what their standards are. Maybe those questions come back up. Like, so if you were to date someone, what would that need to look like for you?
That's good. Come on. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? But I like to watch how people do life in general, because people who have like this meanness to them, it doesn't just come out in dating. It comes out in other. You'll see it in other rooms too. When one of my mentors told me, he said, "You really, if you're interested in a woman, you really want to see how she acts when she doesn't get what she wants."
Yep.
And then on the flip side of that, the women, that you really want to see how a guy acts when you tell him no.
Yep.
Like, it's in these rooms. It's not just where everything's okay, because if you really trying to get to know this whole person, you really get some very necessary and essential information when you find out how they respond when they don't get what they want. That's usually when you get to see the other side of people who are putting up a representative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Don't talk about Cheesecake Factory again.
You're right. Shoot.
Allie took herself to Cheesecake Factory last night. Listen, she has some suitors coming to try to take her to Cheesecake Factory.
Man.
Let's do this, bro. For the last 15 minutes of the show, I had this video and I thought it'd be an interesting conversation to have. This one is really about women. It's a woman talking to other women, and maybe our female audience can chime in on this. But I think we're at that age, right? I'm 45. Mike is 43. He's proud of it. Things, as you get older, certain things start happening, not just to your body, but to your self-esteem, to your self-perspective, your self-awareness. And a lot of times you're looking at, once you get to 30, you are looking at the consequences of what you did in your 20s. And they show up in different ways. They manifest in different ways, and they can leave you feeling some type of way. So I want to listen to this video. It's like 2 minutes. But let's just get through it, and then we can end the show with a conversation about this.
You know what I don't hear enough mid-40s women talking about on this app? The grieving process of your physical beauty changing. I honestly think we need to name this and we need to talk about it, because I know that I'm not the only one who feels this way. I found myself saying to my husband, I feel ugly lately. As someone who was told from the time I was a young child through my whole life, like how beautiful I was physically. That was just something I was always told. It feels jarring to see now my hair, to see my textured skin, to see my fine lines, to see my saggy chin. Like, I am the woman's woman. Okay, I am for the girls. I am the biggest hype woman for women's empowerment and women's worth. And so I know, even for myself, that we're so much more than our outer beauty. And yet, it is still jarring. And that's okay. I think the truth is we are going to grieve our looks changing. We are going to grieve things that used to feel very effortless to us that stop feeling effortless. We're going to have to lean into acceptance. And I think each and every one of us will have to really work on redefining what makes us beautiful. No matter how much you already know that your outer looks aren't your worth, I feel positive that most women will go through this grief period that I'm talking about and really have to reclaim their beauty on a different level. My wonderful husband always reminds me that our 40s are our prime time. It's the optimal age because we are wiser than we've ever been, smarter than we've ever been, and we're still physically able to do most things in the world, and we can train our bodies still to do most things in the world. This is just a raw thought that I was having today as I didn't cover up my gray hair and I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror and kind of went through this process again that I've been feeling. And I think it's okay. I think it's okay to feel the grief. And I think it's a beautiful place to redefine and re-embrace what beauty means and to take the steps necessary to do what you need to do personally, what I need to do personally to feel beautiful, no matter what your age and no matter what changes you're going through.
Yo,
That was a lot, man. What do you think?
I think that video was so dope, man. I think that the fact that she's acknowledging that basically the older I get, things change, whether it's, for women, whether it's, breasts are not as high as they used to be, for men, whether it's, starting to get man boobs or a beer belly, whatever the case may be. But I love the fact that she said, redefining what I feel is beautiful about myself. You know what I mean? Because your beauty is not just in, oh, my skin used to be so tight, and the beauty now may be in, I still got a full head of hair. Yeah, it's gray, but it's all there. You know what I mean? Just her saying that she basically is gonna look and find even sometimes the stuff that still is beautiful to her, and then go based on that. I feel like that was very bold of her, and that I feel like like she said, that's a beautiful place to be in, to realize, damn, shit has changed. Even with us, how we talking about, man, I got up and my hips wasn't hipping this morning, or I got all these aches and pains I didn't used to have when I was 30. I just hop out of bed and do nothing. Now we got to stretch for 10 minutes right when things are going to change, but it's about what you do with those things. Like she said, you still got time to work out, still got time to build your body, while you're still able and capable. But I really like that video a lot, actually, a lot more than I thought I was.
Sindria said, "Thank you, Mike, for saying that about this video."
Yeah.
Because that wasn't how I initially saw the video. So it's good. It was good.
Yeah.
What came to mind, and I want to say this with all types of compassion and empathy as well.
Here we go. I love it. Let's go.
What came to mind is, with all the things you really loved about yourself, what did you do to keep them? And when I think about, again, we've said this on the show before, whatever you acquire requires maintenance.
Yeah.
I know that we get older, and I know that things are bound to change because hormonal changes in our body, and maybe she's had some babies, or maybe you've had some surgeries or whatnot.
For sure.
But I think that the extent to how much you change and how much youthfulness that you find beauty in remains with you, sometimes comes down to, what have you done with your vessel?
Yes, I agree.
How have you stewarded your body? You know what I'm saying to you? If you're telling me, oh man, I really missed my six pack, or I miss my agility.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff could have been kept, and some of that stuff can be regained.
Yep.
I understand the beauty and the purpose of redefining, but I do want to couple that with a conversation around accountability. Because you could find yourself in a marriage and not feeling beautiful, and your husband gives you compliments every single day.
That's
loving
good.
on you every single day, and he wants to have sex with you every single day, but because you don't feel it, because you don't see what you used to see, at some point you got to say, like, golly, like, this is a me thing. And I can redefine it, and that could help. Or for those of us, you know what I'm saying, who have not gone through that yet, or who are in the midst of it, I want to make sure that I offer a little bit of insight to say that some of that can change back without surgery. Some of that can change back with discipline. I sent one of my friends a video today about how putting castor oil on your breast every day could help them perk back up. Like, there's natural remedies to some of these things that you feel like you need in order to feel beautiful. There's certain things that I know that I don't want to lose, and so I try to take care of them. But that goes off to people. If I care about somebody, I want to take care of them in such a way that I don't have to lose them. if that's an option. And there's certain things like me, I might go to the gym. Like the way I feel when I get out the bed these days is how I used to feel in my 20s. But throughout my whole 30s, I didn't have this. But I stayed on it. I got on a better nutrition. I got on a better training plan. I got on a better diet. And now I feel it again. So I just want, even though there is the beauty of redefining things, there's still an opportunity to reverse or preserve some things within the same conversation.
I agree. And then not to discount surgery. You know what I mean? I know we said there's definitely holistic ways, but shit, if you want a little light facelift, like you said, the crow's feet in the corner of her eyes, and listen, it's your body.
Sure.
You don't want to gotta live in it. You don't want to gotta look in the mirror at it every day. If there's something you feel that you can improve on, and it'll make you feel better about what you see, I'm not mad at it.
And when I hear people say I need to redefine beauty, as a coach, my coach ears say, well, who defined it the first time around?
That's good too.
Just to make sure that if society defined it the first time around, just to make sure that you don't feel this way because society no longer finds you attractive. And now you're about to redefine it according again to what society is saying is acceptable at this age. Like at some point, it has to just be a definition that comes about from the people that you care about, including yourself only.
That's so good. And it's so funny that you just said that, because in the video, I knew who defined it, because she went on to say, since a young girl, people have told me XYZ about hair and this and that. So now that what people told you was so beautiful about you all this time, now that that's changing, now all of a sudden I must not be beautiful, because the things that they gave me compliments on, the things that they told me that were beautiful about me, those things are starting to fade. So I must not be beautiful anymore. That's good. Letting culture define what's beautiful about you instead of you defining what's beautiful.
There's certain things that I would not wear. There's certain ways I would not do my hair.
Yeah.
There's certain things, certain tones of voice I would not talk in if I still needed society to approve of me. I grew up auditioning, bro, stages and all kind of stuff, and looking for them to affirm me and say that I was X, Y, and Z. And I've been down that path, and I see how restricting it is and how unreliable it is, and how fluid you have to be, almost to the degree that you can't hold any amount of authenticity inside of you, any kind of solidness about who you are. They want you to be this chameleon, as far as where I grew up. And so now I'm at the place, and people tease me about so much. They'll tease me about my slouch socks that people wore in the 80s. They'll tease me about my baby hair hanging out on my face. They'll tease me about going to get my eyebrows waxed. They'll tease me about my man bun. They'll tease me about, the tightness of my shirts. And some of them are just all in good fun. And some people really mean it in a mean and negative way. They want me to change it.
Yeah.
And none of it matters, bro. I still show up the same way every day, doing what I want to do. Even with the reason why I'm in the gym, eating the way that because of how I want to be able to look at me.
Come on, man.
Come
on. Yeah.
I can't said the man bun. Yes.
Bun? What?
Man.
That's good, man.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah. And so I'm going back to IG. Miss Princess White said it's a case-by-case situation. It is. I was talking to one of my friends in the gym, and she has a medical condition that, took her from high 180s to, to something. And I think she looks great. What I'm saying to you, but that's not where, she feels like she wants to be. And sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. You got hit with something medically and it can't change. But in those situations, I think that you'll end up trying to redefine what physical beauty is, or like me, you'll maybe come into this place of understanding that beauty comes from the inside. It's not what you see on a person. For me, if I call you beautiful, it's not because of what I see, but it's because of what I sense.
Yeah, that's good.
If I see you're pretty, I'll say that you're pretty. But if I say you're beautiful, it's because of this environment that's created when you come around. You know what I'm saying to you? But that, again, that's just me. But I had to make that clear distinction to recognize that even when I don't think I look the best, I can still be beautiful.
Am I beautiful?
Sometimes we get to this certain time of the show when Mike starts asking very unnecessary questions to me, looks me dead in my eye, and I hate it. It's It's 9:58, ladies and gentlemen. I got a procedure in the morning at 6:15. Y'all pray for me. I'm happy I made it all the way through the show. I feel like throughout the show, there's certain parts that I was talking and I just kind of lost consciousness. So forgive me if I rambled on.
Golly.
Points, but my brother is tired. But I'm happy that we were able to stay committed to what we wanted to stay committed to this year, and that's bringing you guys this podcast as many Sundays out of the year as possible. So thank you for rocking with us. Oh shoot. There you go. At the end of every podcast. Well, Mike, do you have anything else you want to say? I'm all about to end the show, bro.
Let's go because I'm hungry. Please.
Okay. At the end of every podcast, we like to leave you guys with a resource.
Sorry. My wife just reminded me that
I'm trying to download it. Go ahead.
We are on TikTok. We have maybe this will help TikTok page. I don't know nothing about TikTok, but I think Donovan and Janae do. So we got a tickety talk, and it's over there ticking and talking right now. So go if you tick on our talk, then it'll work for you.
Don't touch my talk. Sis, Mike might not have been the best person to present, and I'm trying to download the QR code. Look, go to our Instagram page.
Yeah.
Maybe this was the podcast. Donovan D. Donnell and I am Michael David. Yep. It's in our stories right now. You can click the QR code and go to our TikTok page. We're just trying to expand and reach more people, and an opportunity for us to make some more money over there too with these video clips that we're doing. So we appreciate you guys for rocking with us, and we'll have some more information about that for you next Sunday. Some visuals for you.
For sure.
Speedy recovery for you, D. Ms. Princess White, I appreciate you. Thank you for all your contribution tonight and for those well wishes. Ferguson Mars said you're both beautiful. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Ali, listen, Ali is one of Janae's biggest advocates. She said, Mike, just have Janae come on camera.
I know. Ask sis if she camera ready.
Oh, I'm not. I am scrubbing the floor.
She's literally on all fours scrubbing the kitchen.
Okay, scrub the ground. Scrub the ground. Because she's the prettiest ghetto person I've ever met in my life.
She said, her response is, well, thank you.
Jesus. Candace, thank you for the prayers. God.
Oh, man. Can we get out of here, please? Because you like to thank individuals instead of our whole audience.
Yeah, Ken came through tonight with all the good laughs and the good insight. It helps keep up the good work in a minute. Yeah, man. Appreciate you, bro. At the end of every podcast, we do like to leave you guys with a resource. 988 is a number you can call if you're having any kind of personal crisis. It could be suicidal thoughts. It could be self-harming ideations. It could be struggles in your relationship. It could just be how to reach a partner who's become distant, how to find beauty again in myself. Like, this is a great resource that can get you connected to resources and like therapy, like group counseling, like support groups, just even books and videos you can watch that may be able to help you develop in a certain area or heal in a certain area. So don't be ashamed to reach out. You can stay anonymous. They do follow up. We've had enough people go on that, call that number or go on the website and get connected and get the help they need. If you know someone who's struggling with something and you don't know how to necessarily help them, you can go on that number and ask them, hey, I have a nephew or a niece that's having suicidal thoughts. What's the best thing to do? What should I avoid doing? Yep. So, yeah, man, we appreciate you guys so much for rocking with us. You feel like praying, bro?
Yeah. Father, as usual, we thank you for bringing us together, Lord. We thank you that the insight was given tonight, and those that heard, and those that may be rewatching next month, next year, that they will also receive the same good information that we received tonight, Lord. I want to lift up my brother, Donovan, tonight, and that you make this procedure that he's going through tomorrow a positive one, no hiccups, no complications of any kind, and that so the results be in our favor, Lord, in Jesus' name. And we just thank you that as we go throughout this week, that you will keep your face in front of us and that you will help us to do the right thing, be in the right place at the right time, Lord. And we just thank you and praise you for all the things you've done for us already and all the things that are coming up this week that we don't even know about. Thank you that we will be ready for those things with open arms and open hearts. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen, man. Your prayer's getting longer, like you, me, or something. I like it.
I'm hungry, ready to go.
When I'm listening to that prayer, it sounds like I'm going to do a beauty procedure tomorrow. I just don't want people to get mixed up.
Well, it's necessary. So,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Until next Sunday.
2 Chainz.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me. That's what I wanna know. Come on and talk. Can we talk? Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on,
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.